Hey everybody, Dee Dee here today from May Arts. I'm super excited to be bringing you my first official Ribbonista video. I'm going to show you how to use some of the webbing that May Arts has to make a mask for a background, whether it be a layout. You could use it on a card, or you could use it for a journal page, which I've kind of done like a mix between a journal page and a layout. This is WQ10. It's the black webbing, and it comes in a 2-inch width. And then I also put on my layout today the SM. It's the burlap string, and I used the black. And that's not going into the background, but I did use it on my layout, so it's definitely worth mentioning. Other things that I'll be using are white gesso. I do have a pair of scissors to cut my ribbon, of course. I have Tattered Angels. I have the Glimmer Mist in, let me double check, turquoise blue, and then I have the chalkboard in charcoal. I use this chalkboard, charcoal, for every layout I work on. It's just a really nice, very, I mean, it's literally charcoal gray colored. It's not quite black, so it's a different color than some of the black inks that you'll use, but it's great. I also have just some crystal 3D lacquer. It's exactly like diamond glaze or glossy accents. I also have floral beads. I got these at Michael's in the floral section, and let me show you what they look like. And I use these a lot too. And they're pretty comparable to those Robin Nest dewdrops, but these are clear. I can get a huge package of them. They last me forever. And I don't have to order them online because I can just go right down to Michael's and get them. And then I want to show you real quick. This is what my piece of ribbon looks like that I'm using for a mask. And today I'm showing you how to do it with the gesso, of course, but you could always mist through your webbing. You could use the clear gels, and that'll create a resist effect. So if you were to spray it, then you would just see whatever kind of paper behind it. But I'm using mine for gesso, and I've got this piece set aside. I cut it to the length I wanted. So let's get started, I guess, right? So place your mask wherever you want it on your paper, and with the May Arts ribbon, I haven't had to hold it down, but if you're nervous, you can always put a little bit of tape on the edge, or, you know, anywhere you want. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention in my supply list, I also have a palette knife. So, and these come in so handy. If you don't have a palette knife, you can use an old credit card or a piece of chipboard, or, you know, just something nice and stiff that you have laying around, because you're going to get a little bit of gesso, and this already comes at with an angle on it, so it's perfect for getting into small, tight spaces. If you're using a credit card, use the corner, etc., etc. And I just put this down on and spread it out. Put it down in and spread it out. And it's like spackling, or, you know, any other type of painting or texturing you may be doing on anything. You know, compare it to when you've spackled a wall, or you know, stuccoed the siding on your house, etc., etc. So I move a little, get it in, and I don't worry. I like a lot of excuse me, a lot of varied texture, so I don't worry about necessarily filling every hole. And just make sure I've got a great amount of gesso. And then I'm going to pull up, and see that texture, isn't that great? And I actually want it in a couple other places also. So I'm just going to move it up and try not to squish anything. And I'm going to do a little bit more. And it's kind of a continuous piece this way. And it just looks like the background may be missing in some area. And then pull it up. And we're done. And that is how I want my background to look. And this is what I use for my journal / layout page. So then I set this to the side because it's already pretty flat. And so it's over there. And then I let this dry. Be careful with things that are acrylic based. If you get them too hot, they'll bubble, and they'll smoke, and they'll burn, okay? So I suggest just setting this to the side. And then once it's dry, you see that texture Isn't that nice? And I put a little bit of black ink on the other side of this paper so it might help you see it in the video a little bit better. And then from here, I cut myself. I knew that I wanted, after I had seen the webbing and actually played with it, I knew that I wanted a piece of it on the layout also. And so I cut my webbing to length and I laid it out just to see where it would be, because we still have a little bit of work on the background to do. And I grabbed my floral beads and my glue, and so I'm using the crystal lacquer and, like I said, glossy accents or you know, diamond glaze, because I want the clearness to show through these beads. It's going to resist whatever spray we spray over it. So I put a little bit of glue, and the reason I put down my piece of ribbon is for reference. I know I want my picture right here, so then I'm just going to put these beads in a couple of these holes here, and this way they won't interfere with my ribbon laying flat when I add it after I finish my background. So let's see, we can put one up here because that's not interfering with our picture. And a friendly suggestion or kind of a tip, when people are looking at things or buying things, they're always drawn to things in odd numbers. Even numbers kind of strike the normal psyche as like out of whack. So that's kind of when I'm putting down brads or beads or eyelets or anything like that, I always remember 5, 7, 3, not usually 2 or 4 unless they're really spaced out. And then once I have our beads glued down, I just peel up my ribbon and everything's dry and ready to go. And I just used those glimmer mitts I showed you before. Give them a nice shake and squirt. And I'm not always really caring about exactly where it goes. And so you can see right here, these are really resisting that ink. And then in here you can see where we use that ribbon for the mask to get that beautiful texture. It's pulling up between them and kind of running off the gesso a little bit, but not a lot. It's getting some color too. Then, like I said, I also use the charcoal to give it a little bit darker color. And if I need to, I go back over it a little bit with the turquoise and I let it dry. And then from there, I just layer back that black webbing. It'll fit right over those dots, remember, because we use it as our guide again. And then I layered embellishments. I did a little bit of stamping, and that's how we created the background for the layout / journal page. Thank you.